that concept of team norms, I think, is hyper important and part of, dare I say, our secret sauce. I mean, the truth is, like, it's not really secret. It's not very complicated, but it's very important. And I think across the board for every team who is collaborating on anything, you know, things like terms of art, making sure that we have, you know, for the engineers of the world, you know, certain code paradigms, if it's a code completion thing or IDE settings. So it seems like you work really hard when you work with your teams to make sure that they have the framework to be successful. So
absolutely. Have to. Required. Can't function without it. You have to. That's my very strong opinion. And so what that looks like to me, if you work on a project with me in a team, we will go through a team norming exercise. We'll do the silly, uncomfortable things like icebreakers, and we'll laugh and joke and tell embarrassing stories, or at least I will, because I have no filter. And I think that it helps the team of new people coming together loosen up a little bit. You know, hey, this is a safe space. Like, we're just here to get to know each other, because we have to know each other before we can really get to work. And then we get to some serious topics, and we'll go around the room and talk about, you know, what was your worst ever experience keeping it safe for work? And keeping it short too. Like, what really sucked about that experience, and what do you take away now that you wish to never recreate? Right? What was a learning that you had about yourself or that situation that you can bring to the team now, and we can all benefit from? Bring it to the table. And then we'll go and we'll talk about, okay, tell me, like, just the best team you've ever worked on, and what did you love about that? And those answers tell me what those individuals value, how they're motivated, and what's important to them. And when we take all of these things and we put them in a list, we put them in a list of value statements, and we put them in a list in, like, tactical, logistical statements too. So one simple example is, you know, hey, you know what? I have 3 or 4 team members who they get really annoyed if we don't start a meeting on time. Other folks are a little more lackadaisical, and they're like, oh, you're going to be 5 minutes late. What? I mean, they're there, right? But like, if there's a little chit chat in the beginning, they're unfazed and it's comfortable and it's fine. But others, you know, maybe they get really annoyed by that. And so we're just like, oh, okay, we all respect those pet peeves and those tendencies. And so we're just going to make a rule. We're going to start by 10:02 every day for DSU. And we stick to it. If we don't stick to it, they get to say, hey, we need to start the meeting, right? An easy example. It gets more complex than that, of course. And then some of our value statements is, you know, we're a learning culture. Don't hoard knowledge. That's a big one that comes up almost every single time. And it's part of that particular one is one of the reasons why so many Modites love Modus and don't want to leave Modus, you know? Then there's some longevity here. It's like, oh no, I just want to stay. It doesn't matter what I work on. I just want to stay because of that learning and that sharing and things like that. So that supportive culture. There are many. Maybe in the link or the notes, I can share some examples of some of the other value statements that come out of having this very frank conversation. You know, lay it on the table. Let's talk about what really sucks and how you hate to be managed and how you like to be managed. And then we can just have a mutual respect for each other, and we understand the playing field and who we're talking to and who we're working with, so that when we deliver feedback on a code review, or we say, you know, hey, I need you to hold this gate or this line, there's a level of expectation and understanding that just goes deeper than I need you to do X, Y, Z, right? Because we're not task managers, we're not just ticket pullers, right? We're so much more than that. And so building that foundation has just been critical to the success of the teams that I've led.
Wow, very cool. Team warming exercise, very cool.